Okay then, right, we are live here in the studio now at BGFM, and I've got with me some, well, of course I've got my favourite guys as well here this week. That's been very helpful around the studio, but I've also got Rhiannon, and I've also got Pam as well, and Pam is the Chief Constable for the Gwent Police, and Rhiannon is for the Spectrum Homeless. What I'm going to do now, I've got an interview. Now, there's a person here by the name of Lindsay that will not go on the microphone. But I was very clever this week because I managed to get her in the studio, just having a little chat with her, but I recorded the interview. And she had to listen to it, and she was very pleased with it. So now I'm going to play this interview first, just for you to all hear what's been going on.
She's going to kill you, Steve.
Pardon?
She's going to kill you.
No, she won't. She's all right, man. I got a boss here with me, so I'm fine. I'll be protected. Right, this is Lindsay anyway, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what's been going on, and it's going to lead us into what we're going to be talking about in the studio. So here we are. Lindsay, you are?
Lindsay Nichols. I've worked as a CSO for 10 years in Brynmawr.
So you know a lot of people and a lot about the community.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
There's one part of the community that you have got a little bit of a soft spot for, if I may say, and is that not the Bryn Farm Community House?
That's right, yeah. Brynmawr Interact uses a Bryn Farm. There's Quaker Interact as well.
Now, you've done something really special. I know you've been writing poems for quite a while now, haven't you, for different things that I presume you seem to get creative when you're on beat, perhaps?
I just find it easier to put things in words and to actually say them. So I find it easier to write things down. The
song, then, that you have written from a poem, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So the guys have been here all week doing this, putting it all together. But can you tell us, then, how that came about for yourself, then?
Yeah. Last summer, the Interact groups managed to do a photo shoot, and they ended up in the Vogue magazine. I wanted to just say they can achieve anything wherever they live. It doesn't matter where that you live, you can achieve whatever you want. So I wrote that, and they sang it on their award night back last summer. But every Saturday since last September, I've been meeting with some of the Bryn Farm children, and we've been doing packs for the homeless.
How do you feel about this song and that they've been working hard on all week?
I'm really proud. Rick Hoole changed my poem into the song.
Right.
What they sang last summer, and when we were doing the homeless project on the Saturday mornings, it just came to me that the lyrics would be perfect for the children to sing to the homeless, because it's just perfect for that.
How do you put it together? How do you manage that?
It just comes naturally, because I wasn't very good at English in school or anything like that. It's natural to me.
The words, then, is what you see it as? Am I right in saying that, Lindsay?
Yeah.
How did you feel, Lindsay, when you first went to Newport to see what was going on down there?
It was a new experience for me as well as the children, but it just opened my eyes to the food being dished out in the car park, and the packs that we make, because the children put little notes in them saying that they care and things like that. It's nice to see the homeless people benefit from that by taking it away. So the food they get in the car park, they can eat that night, but the packs that the children make them, they can take them away, and they last a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's crisps in there, chocolate.
And it was nice at Christmas time, because I remember they'd done a little extra chocolates and presents.
Yeah, we had presents for them, and the homeless give the children presents because of what they've been doing for the last couple of months. So I think it was a box of Haribos or something like that, but it was a nice gesture.
Something a little like that to us was something big for them down there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. How did you meet Rhiannon then?
I seen something on Facebook. She's part of the Spectrum Homeless Project based in Abertillery. She got this page on Facebook, and I could see they wanted clothing for the homeless because they go down to Newport every Saturday night. So I mentioned this to the children, because every Monday we meet in youth club at Bryn Farm Community House, and I mentioned it to them, and they seemed really keen in wanting to help. So I just thought about how we could help, and that's why I had the idea of the food packs. So I contacted Rhiannon.
And of course, Rhiannon, as you said, she works for the
the Spectrum Homeless Project based in Abertillery.
Right, okay. And she's been doing a lot of work, especially with this bad weather they've had down there lately.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Lindsay, for coming in and having a little chat to us.
No, thank you for your support.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big supporter of the youngsters, you know, and especially what they're doing, because it amazed me when I went up to the house that day to
Yeah,
see
but you
what they're
surprised us, didn't you?
doing. Yeah, I did surprise you. I knocked on the door and, whoa, it's Steve.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyhow, you keep up the good work, and thanks very much.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm going to ask Pam, what do you think of the song?
Well, I think I had to bite my lip. I was going to have a few tears dribbling down my cheeks. I think the song, the words say it all. But also, I think what I love about this is the words are special, but actually the actions that the young people are doing are special as well. So the very fact that they've put a lot of time and effort into this week to sing as well as they did today is first class. But to couple those words with the actions that they do by taking, packs of food to people who really need support in our community is first class. So I can't thank them enough, and I can't thank Lindsay enough, our community support officer, for the work that she does on her days off, as well as when she is working to support these wonderful young people in Blaenau Gwent. So absolutely breathtaking. Very well done, everyone.
Thank you, Pam. And Rhiannon, what do you think of this song?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. The words mean so much, and they relate to so much of what goes on down there on a weekly basis. It's just amazing what the kids do.
Yes, Rhiannon, I got to be fair. What they've done this week with this song is absolutely fantastic. Now we've got a first question now from Amber. What would you like to ask? Don't forget where that mic is, Amber.
When did you start the project and why?
I started Spectra in September 2017, and I started it because my husband was homeless many years ago in Newport himself. He then got a job in Primark as a security guard, and it was just so many people down there.
Yeah.
He come home, Rhiannon, you need to see this, and I'm a bit of a soft spot. So that's how we started. We started with sandwich packs walking the streets in 2017.
Right. Okay, thanks, Rhiannon. How did you feel when you went and seen the homeless, and what was the experience like, Amber?
The experience was really amazing, because I thought how lucky we was, because just what we have and they don't have, it was just so sad. And then I felt just really scared, and because even though that I knew that they were safe, it was just really scary to know how they was and how they lived, especially to all the tents piled on top of each other and just everything everywhere. It was just scary.
Quite an experience for you then, Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you said scared, what was you really scared about?
I don't know, I think I was scared to I don't know. I just didn't know what I was expecting.
That's yeah. I think we'd all be the same, because I think Lindsay was a little bit the same when she was going down there, because she didn't know what to expect as well. Right, Saskia.
Yeah.
There she is. There. I lost you then for a minute. What would you like to ask?
I want to ask Pam, what was your reaction when you found out what we was doing with the homeless?
Well, first of all, I have huge admiration for what you're doing. So for me, it's so easy, isn't it, for people to walk into community and judge homeless people?
Yeah.
And what I tend to find is when you scratch the surface and get to know people, you understand perhaps the reasons why they're struggling and perhaps the reasons why they are on the streets. And I actually think it's everybody's responsibility to look after people who are vulnerable and who basically have found themselves in positions that nobody would like to be in. But when I then found out that a group of young people from this community were getting up on a Saturday morning, having been in school all week, making sandwiches, and then making sure that they were going to those homeless people in Newport, I just felt so proud of you all. I think it takes, and not just to do it once, but to keep doing it. That's when I think we've got something hugely special here. And in all honesty, I'm hoping that when you all grow up, that you'll all come and join Gwent Police. Because what I want is young people who care about their communities And to see what you do with such enthusiasm and steadfastness, so doing it all the time, I think we need you to join Gwent Police. That's why one of your friends next to me is wearing my police hat at the moment. I'm just making sure it fits for the future.
Thank you.
Right, Alicia, you've got a question you want to ask as well. Can you use that microphone where they just switch it on? You should be okay.
My question is for Rhiannon. And even though Lindsay basically answered this question earlier, how does the packed lunches and the notes help the homeless, in your opinion?
The packed lunches ensure that they got a meal for early hours of the morning for the next day. Sunday is really difficult for them to get food in Newport. There is another group that goes down, but they don't go until the Sunday night. So these packed lunches are something for them to carry them through the night and the next morning until the next group appears with another meal. The notes mean the world to these guys down there. They actually know, I don't think they know now, that people do really care about them. They're not just a number, they're not just somebody sat in a doorway with a sleeping bag. These people are being thought about, because you pre-plan everything. You've got to book, you've got to pre-plan things to make these sandwiches. So they know that you're not just thinking about them on a Saturday when you're buttering a bit of bread. You're thinking about them all week if you've got enough to do the sandwich packs to enable me to take them down to them. They do really mean the world to these guys down in Newport.
Right. And when I'm speaking to Rhiannon, I'm going a bit off party a minute, but can you tell us a little bit more about your project down there and what it does? Because I know you work really hard down there.
Well done, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We provide a hot meal, home-cooked hot meal. Everything is home-cooked.
Right.
We don't have no supplies off any bakeries or any Greggs or anything like that. Everything is cooked by myself or other volunteers. We provide a hot meal, we provide a dessert, and then the South sandwich packs are now provided by Bryn Farm Community House. We provide clothing, underwear, toiletries, bedding, tents, footwear, everything.
Oh, everything we use in
everything. I've got a qualified nurse that comes down with me who helps if they've got some wounds or abscesses. She comes down with me every Saturday. So I've got a qualified nurse on with us every week.
It is marvellous. And I've got to be honest, I've seen your face today because Mike Knight, one of our presenters, came in and he brought a bag of deodorant. He said, is this any use to you, Steve? And I said, no. I said, I know somebody that might be useful for. And I give it to Rhiannon, and your face was like, yes, please.
We don't turn anything away. We don't turn anything away. As long as it's clean, dry, usable, something we can use, we won't turn anything away.
What's the biggest problems we've had now with all this weather with Dennis?
Storm Dennis has battered
Dennis
us.
the Menace.
Storm Dennis has battered us. Normally the tents are pretty good. But this storm has really given me a battering. I went down on Tuesday night and one of the guys actually had bamboo poles holding his tent up because the poles had broken from the storm.
Well, that actually makes me feel really upset.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, Amber, oh, bless you.
He's got a new tent now, I guess.
He's got a new tent, there you are. Amber, you've got a question to ask Pam.
Do you feel it's important that the young people get involved in projects like this one?
Absolutely. I think so often, young people get a bad name, don't they, in communities. It always seems, people sometimes are quick to criticise. Yeah. But my experience of young people throughout Gwent and in Blaenau Gwent is that there's very much a can-do approach to making a difference. So for me, you're the future. So if we invest in you as young people, and I think it's wonderful, Spectrum are doing some great work, Rotary International, Canol, and of course BGFM are all here because we support you and we support the work that you're doing. And for me, I'm delighted that the Police and Crime Commissioner, Jeff Cuthbert, has put money up to support this, because this is all about the future. So you are the future. We want it to be a great future for you. And that's why I think if young people know what's going on in communities, and if young people reach out and help people, such as those that are homeless in Newport, then it bodes well for what type of communities we'll have in Wales in the future. So I think it won't be long before a lot of adults in Blaenau Gwent look up to you and start thinking about how great you are, because it is really time that there's so much going on in Blaenau Gwent. It bowls me over at how much talent is here, how many great people who do fantastic things for the community are here. And we need to shout it out, especially in terms of what you as young people are doing. So keep doing what you're doing, because we're all really proud of you, and we'll all do our very best to support you in the future.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Pam. Saskia, you got a question for me?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So, Steve, how did BGFM become involved with the homeless project?
Right, well, what it was here one Saturday morning, and Lindsay asked for a request for you, because we didn't know what was going on at the community house. So they asked, we asked for a request. I can't remember what the song was now. But anyhow, you asked for this request, and all of a sudden I said to Lindsay, I said, what are you doing in up the house? And then she told me, and I was amazed. Now, the fantastic thing about that was, because I did come up and surprise you, as you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when it returned he was at the doorstep.
And all I got out of Amber was, my hair, wasn't it? Is my hair? I think she thought I was going to film it or something. But what we done, to cut a long story short, you took me upstairs to your, what was it, the meeting room, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the meeting room, and we went upstairs, and being technology like it is here at BGFM, I quickly rang the studio, and we went live on air, didn't we, from the community house.
Yes.
And it was absolutely brilliant. But what happened after that was even more amazing, because there was people ringing up the radio station. What are they doing? What are they just couldn't believe that they'd been doing it, and you'd been doing it for about 3 months, wasn't it, before then? And I was amazed. And people then, in fact, I tell her the truth, I went home and my wife was sat there and she said, I did not know that them youngsters was doing that up the house. I said, and I think there's a lot more people in and around Blaenau Gwent and out beyond as well, because it is a fantastic job you're doing, as everyone is telling you. And it's been really great this week to have you here, and I'm proud of you all, and it's been an honour to have you here at the studio.
Thank you.
That's okay. Right, we got yes, Izzy, you're going to tell us a little bit about the boot camp now, aren't you?
Well, this week it's been great. We've been doing so many different things and learning skills that you wouldn't learn normally, and there's been loads of different stuff. There's been people on sound tech, there's been singers, there's been people videoing, there's been people on social media. There's loads of different things, and you've started to learn that there's so much that goes into a radio station than you would have thought.
You've been quite surprised about what goes on, really, then, behind the scenes, because I think a lot of people think we just sit around talking to ourselves on a microphone.
Yeah.
But it's not, is it? There's a lot of preparation and a lot of work going on behind, especially with we got all this technical stuff, and I'll probably show people around, or you guys can help me go around after, and we'll show you how it really works here at the radio station. There's lots going on, as you've said.
Yeah.
But you've enjoyed your week here?
Yeah, I've loved it.
Yeah, has everybody feedback have been the same, man?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed it there, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, as I thought you had. It's been brilliant. Pam, I'll ask you first, your opinion about the boot camp. What do you think about what's been going on here this week?
I think it's fantastic that during a half term, that young people can have a break from their usual routine, have somewhere very positive to go, be around great people who've got some skills to share with them, and of course make them realise how important they are in our communities. And so for me, boot camp is a must, and we should do it as often as we can to make sure that young people learn different skills when they have time off from school. And I think with the weather that it's been, I'm sure you've been really glad of somewhere to come, and exciting days where you've learnt a lot. But be reassured that I know that boot camp, you've put all the work in, but we've been really privileged to see the end result of all of that work today. It's first class, Steve, in fairness.
Thank you. Right, and Rhiannon, what do you think about the boot camp?
Fabulous.
Yeah?
It shows that not all the youngsters have got this bad name like everybody thinks. They there's some really, really good youngsters in this boot camp, and let's just fingers crossed we get some more.
Yes, it is. They're a credit to the community. They are a real credit to your community.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you now, Rhiannon, while you're there on the microphone, right? Because you need lots of stuff. Yeah.
Always.
Now this is another chance now for you to have another shout out to everybody that's listening, right? What do you need us as the public to do to help you even more? Donations.
And clothes are a must.
Yep.
They just got no way of keeping them clean and dry down there. Any dry, clean, usable clothing is amazing, men and women. Footwear. So many people get foot rot now with this rain and it's so wet.
I can imagine, yeah.
To keep their feet dry is a plus. Toiletries, even a pack of wet wipes, just so they can have like a face wash.
Oh, bless,
you know.
yeah.
Shower gel, because they can go to certain centres on our showers. Snacks from to take away with them, chocolates, crisps, soft drinks. You wouldn't believe the amount of coffee and sugar we go through.
Yeah.
And we do accept cash donations if anybody wants to give any.
I've got to ask you this, if you don't mind. How do you prepare this hot food then that you mentioned earlier on?
In my house.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I cook it all.
Wow. So what sort of things do you cook?
Well, this week we've got a full cooked dinner.
Oh, no way.
Full roast dinner this week.
Wow. That's fantastic. Oh, it must take up a lot of your time.
We probably start cooking about 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
Wow. Oh, gosh. And have you got a normal home cooker?
Yeah, normal cooker.
How do you cook them all?
Hang on, wait a minute, Amber. Right. Sorry, where you by?
How can you cook them all at the same time?
Professional? Years of practice?
Yeah, probably. I'm a bit of a feeder, so I'm used to cooking lots of food. I'm more happier cooking on a bigger bulk than I am on a smaller bulk. We cook for about 60 to 80 people.
On a Saturday?
On a Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So we've got a full roast this Saturday.
I bet they really look forward to you coming down there.
Because we're the only ones to do home-cooked food.
Yeah.
Our meals fly out, gone.
So get the picture of this now then. You were down there now serving up the hot food, and then the little bags then that the guys of the community house have done. What happens to them then?
They get handed out by some of my teenage volunteers.
Yeah.
They can take them away with them then. If we've got extra bits, we add a bit of extra bits from just to last them through the night into the next day.
And how many volunteers are you doing this with you?
It's about 12 of us.
About 12 of you.
Right,
So
yeah.
you're working as a team in just like the Interact Club, are you?
Yep.
Yep, that's great. Well, Rhiannon, thank you ever so much. Now I'm going to ask Saskia, how can people donate and how can people help you to get money then? Because you need money because you go and buy food, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now how do you source the money first of all then?
Right.
Whoop. There we go.
How people can donate.
Right. Okay.
There's an app called GoFundMe, and you can donate crisps, chocolate, drink, and fundraising with money and donate anything possible.
Right, and I got to ask you, Saskia. Right, how have you been getting the money so far that you've been getting to get to get the food that you've already done?
Well, me and a couple of us, we've been out raffle ticket in.
Right.
Selling.
Yeah, and that's how we earn all the money. We go around Bryn Farmer and Gurnos.
Just knocking on doors?
Yes.
Well, all weathers?
Every weather, yeah.
Every weather. Well, that's fantastic. You are, guys. You. I just can't believe you're doing all this. You put some of us older people, I think, to shame sometimes because what you're doing, I think, is absolutely fantastic. It really is. Pam, is there anything you want to finish off on?
Not at all. Just to say, absolutely brilliant, everyone. And young people, partners who are supporting you, BGFM, Steve and the team, Lindsay, superb effort. And we're all so very, very proud of you. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask you now, right, what song would you like to play now on the radio?
What was the first one on the list?
No, hang on now. Hang on now, guys. What have you been doing here all week? So what song do you really want to play out on the radio right now?
There's our list from yesterday.
No, what's this? Here, look, I think Sashi has got me. What's that?
Our song album I Can Achieve.
That's right. Here we go. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Have a listen to this song. It's absolutely fantastic.
Some people live in castles, some people live in tents, some people pay mortgages and some pay rent. It doesn't really matter where you live, you can achieve if you believe. Some people wear designer clothes, some people just make do, some people wear second hand, we never judge you. It doesn't really matter what you wear, you can achieve if you believe. You can achieve, you can achieve, you can achieve if you believe. You can achieve, you can achieve, you can achieve if you believe. People pay mortgages and some pay. People pay mortgages and some pay. You can achieve if you believe. Some people pay for schooling, some people get it free. Some people are home tutored, there's no difference, you see. I'm going to climb a mountain to reach my dream. You can achieve if you believe. I can achieve, I can achieve, I can achieve if I believe. I can achieve, I can achieve, I can achieve because I believe. Some people
Live in castles.
Some people
Live in tents.
Some people
Pay mortgages.
Some people
Pay rent. It doesn't really matter where you live. You can achieve if you believe.
You can achieve, you can achieve, you can achieve if you believe. You can achieve, you can achieve, you can achieve if you believe. If you believe. If you believe. Some people wear secondhand, we'd never judge you. Some people wear secondhand, we'd never judge.
And there you have it. That was Interact with I Can Achieve.